the sacred precincts of the temples of Kerala, on the southwest coast of India, is preserved the ancient form of theater known as Kudiyattam, the only surviving tradition of staging Sanskrit drama. The temple theaters of Kerala are specifically designed for the presentation of Sanskrit drama. They rise above all other buildings in the temple complex. Like the triple-peaked mountain of the Himalayas, so reads the inscription preserved in the great theater at Tricur, one of the largest and most elaborate of Kerala's temple theaters. The roof rests upon immense pillars of teakwood in 3 concentric colonnades. The great interior hall with its network of beams contains the total structure of the theater. Built according to the purport down in canonical literature, the theater is a continuation of the ancient tradition of architecture. In the farther half of the theater is the stage pavilion. Behind the stage is the dressing room with its double doors. Between the doors stands the consecrated drum. Above the stage is an entablature carved and painted with scenes from sacred lore. Resting upon the entablature is a coffered ceiling in the form of a mandala. Here are positioned the guardian deities of the 8 directions with Brahma at the center of the cosmos, presiding over the ancient ritual of theater, performed before men, kings, and gods. The performing techniques of this sacred theater are preserved by families of ritually high-ranking temple servants, called chakyars and nambyars. The system of training for the chakyar actors is like the ancient gurukula. The teacher recites, the students repeat, again and again. The Sanskrit verses are chanted in elaborate tonal patterns in the appropriate mood of the dramatic text. The verse is again recited, with the addition of choreographic movement and stylized gestures showing the meaning of each word of the text. The character portrayed here is the demon king Ravana. The tonal pattern, facial expression, and movement all express his arrogant temperament. The training of the Nambyar drummers is equally intensive. Not only must they know the technique of the drum, but the text and the elaborate exposition of each of the dramas. It is the drummer who begins the drama, sustains it, and brings it to a close. The Nambyar begins the Arangutali ceremony. To stage right are seated the Nangyars, who accompany the dramatic action with cymbals and take the roles of female characters in the drama. The Nangyar is both musician and actress. Coming to the center of the stage, the Nambya recites a verse in praise of Vishnu, then consecrates the stage with water and flowers. Behind the doors to the dressing room, the preparations of the actors are nearing completion. The process of makeup is elaborate and follows strict rules and conventions. The use of color symbolism enhances the stylized makeup of each character type. The makeup and costumes of later theater forms, such as Kathakali, are derived of this older tradition of Kudiyattam, which dates from before the 9th century. The carved and gilded ornaments called Kattisutram, Vasigam, and Keuram have their direct antecedents in ancient South Indian sculpture. The most important of these ornaments is the Kiridam, or crown. With the tying on of the crown, the ritual of preparation is complete. Now fully dressed, the actors are ready for the stage. Before the drama begins, a final ritual of evocation is performed. This is called the Nitya Kriya of the Sthapana Sutradhara. The first part of the Nitya Kriya, which is not meant for the eyes of the audience, is performed behind the curtain. Holding flowers in his hands, the Sutradhara turns to face the audience. The curtain, called Yavanika, is removed. Offering flowers, the Sutradhara bows to the stage. He now begins the final worship of the gods and all that is contained in the three worlds, from Brahma down to the smallest blade of grass. At last he bows to the deity of the temple, and the drama can begin. Arjuna has just rescued the heroine Subhadra from a demon. They fall in love at first sight. In this scene, Arjuna and Subhadra engage in a lengthy soliloquy, revealing their innermost thoughts and emotions. First, Each describes the other's beauty. Here they describe the fiery touch of the arrows of Kamadeva, the god of love. Even the soft breeze is painful. The arrows of love are unbearable. They swoon. Then slowly, they regain consciousness. Who is this man of evident nobility, with an excellence of form seldom seen in the three worlds, who shows compassion toward me? Who is this girl whose darting eyes, shining like a trembling water lily, beautified with collyrium, have lost their steadiness through fear? Who can she be? The actor repeats the Sanskrit verse with gestures alone. Slowly, word by word, following the order of the Sanskrit, he shows each mudra accompanied by the drums. As Arjuna stands transfixed by Subhadra's beauty, his friend the vidushaka enters. The vidushaka is a standard comic character of Sanskrit drama. He is always a Brahmin and always a friend of the hero. He establishes his character with a conventionalized pantomime. It is the vidushaka who interprets the play to the audience. First, in Malayalam, he comments on the curious situation, making satirical remarks about Arjuna's many love affairs. Then he recites his line from the play in Prakrit. He gives the Sanskrit translation. Then again in Malayalam, he further elaborates the meaning. Where did she go, this mysterious girl? She must be a yakshini, making herself invisible in order to devour both of us. Why don't you get excited, my friend? What's wrong with you? No matter how frantic his Brahmin friend becomes, Arjuna's mind is fixed upon the beauty of Subhadra. The demon king Ravana has abducted the princess Sita by magically assuming the form of Rama. At this instant, his true identity is revealed. Devi, there is nothing to fear. Rama, Lakshmana, save me from the hands of this demon. Her plea is answered by Jatayu, the noble king of birds. charioteer announces the approach of Jatayu. Jatayu now performs his pravesham, or entrance, establishing his brave character as king of birds. In this conventionalized dance, called Pakshistovam, he mimes the various actions of a bird. Assuring Sita of his help, he challenges the demon king Ravana. Jatayu speaks to Sita. I am your refuge. I am Jatayu, the friend of Dasaratha. Then he addresses Ravana. Let your chariot stop. At last he descends to battle with Ravana. The voice of the charioteer describes the defeated Jatayu. With his body sprinkled with drops of blood, from exhaustion he has ceased to breathe. His head is drooping, red as the clouds at sunset. The bird falls from the path of the winds.
Dinavirama Payodharava Vajraratho